All right. Hi, everyone. Happy Monday, and welcome to our next installment of our weekly, or almost weekly, Hobby and Hangs. We missed last week, but, holidays. I'm joined with my co-host, as ever, Alex.
You sure are. I didn't know we were live. Hi, people.
Hey, hi, howdy. Yeah, we are currently, it's 7, so we are live. And
Time is a construct.
say that again, bud.
Time is a construct. It means nothing.
Oh, it means something to the internet. So we're here. I am once again thinking of exactly where I left off, but I'm at my hobby desk now. Alex saw my new setup over the weekend, or on Thanksgiving. You saw it. Where I have now dangled wires.
Yes.
What's up? Sorry?
On Thanksgiving, I saw it. Yes.
Yes. Where I now have cables dangling from across the room so I can actually hobby in my normal space, which I am so comfortable. So comfortable this time around. So now I am picking up where I left off with the same leader, Pathfinder, because last week was a week.
Mm-hmm. You were a teeny bit busy.
Yeah, Thanksgiving and then decorating for the holidays. It was a fun week though. I enjoyed it.
It was.
Although it was so busy, I caught myself thinking on Sunday. It's like, that was a nice relaxing weekend. I was like, no, that was 4 days. That was not relaxing for 4 days worth of weekend.
I went to bed Friday night, completely prepared to wake up the next day and go to work.
On Friday, yeah, just because Thursday genuinely did feel like a Saturday to me. I would second that. But it was nice to have that Friday, that complete Friday. I was crawling around on my roof, putting an inflatable Frosty the Snowman with a doggy on a sled up there. I was very proud of that. Very proud of the way too much rope I bought to tie and weight that down.
Mm-hmm.
And then doing all the lights and all that stuff. That was fun. I enjoyed that. And then
You didn't grow up in the South, so you never had to clean pine needles out of a gutter.
yeah, that's the first thing he said to me when I was like, "Hey, climb around on a roof. It's kind of fun." and you're like, "You never had to clean gutters, did you?" Nope. Not at all.
I told my parents about that when I had our family Zoom call this weekend, and my mom was like, "Oh, by the way, you're going up on the roof when you come home for Christmas." I was like, "Oh, boy."
Haha, you should not have made fun of me to your family about my little...
I definitely still should have made fun of you.
Fine.
That's 100% true.
Fair. So, you working on more Skitarii there, bud?
I am. I had the realization as I was looking at stuff. So the Dune Rider, the little Higgins boat transport thing,
Yeah.
it comes with two little guys to sit and man the little stubbers that stick out the side of it.
Okay.
Which you can only see if you build the transport version.
Okay.
But if you throw them in there, you don't have any room to put regular minis on the inside.
Okay.
So I think it's fun, when I've got my little boat driving around the table to have the Princeps or the Alpha or whatever of whatever is being ferried around inside it sitting there.
Oh, kind of like marking the leader of the unit is kind of it. It's kind of
so
fun, but also it's also kind of nice in a WYSIWYG kind of way.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's good. But so if you have those little gunners in there, that you don't have the room for that. So I built one with the guys in there, and then my other three I did not.
Okay.
So I've had a pile of 6 of these guys just sitting here with their little you can see they've got a little back hatch of a stubber type thing that they're wielding. So I'm in the process of cutting those arms off and giving them regular Skitarii arms. So then I've cheated myself 6 extra Skitarii bodies.
Oh, nice. Now, are the Skitarii bodies the rate limiting? Oh God, is that the... What's the non-nerdy way of saying the the limiting feature.
It's okay. It's okay. This is a safe space. You can talk science.
The rate limiting step on making bodies, making, because like every kit has their own thing, right? For
Right.
orcs, it's depending on the kit, it's either torsos or legs. It's never heads. It's never gubbins. But it's usually, I think, the legs that I think are the limiting step. For Marines, at least in my experience, it seems like it's always been the torsos.
Yeah. I think so for the AdMech, so all the AdMech kits are usually dual build, like, for the Skitarii, it's Rangers and Vanguard, same kit. Or the Sicarians, it's Rustalkers and Infiltrators.
Okay. So it's
But
usually the common torso and then the heads,
right,
depending
exactly,
on what they
exactly.
are.
But I always have way more heads than I need.
Mm-hmm.
But then for Skitarii, it's like the torso, the like one set of legs very much goes with one torsoed cloak. They like when you actually assemble them, parts of the thighs will be carved away so they fit properly inside the cloak, like the matching cloak.
Oh, interesting.
Um, yeah.
I kind of dislike that.
Um, yes and no. So you've got, I mean, it's 10 very unique poses.
Okay.
Um, and then they've got the arms that are definitely meant to go with each particular pose, but those are very easy to smash onto something else.
Okay. If that's the case, then.
Yeah, it's not too bad. But yeah, no, it's very. I know you will be tempted to do it if you ever pick the kit up, but yeah, use throw the legs that are meant to go into each cloak together. It'll save you a lot of time and hassle.
I mean, I'm going to be
I
picking that kit
know,
up.
I know, but just trust me. Trust me on that one. Um,
Buddy, ain't nothing a bit of green stuff can't fix.
okay.
He says that now.
Knowing that you're going to try this and then you're going to come complain to me like this kit sucks and he's like, well, I told you so.
Well, I mean, what my overall plan is going to be won't really matter because I'm just going to go ahead and just put a tentacle if there's a gap that I don't like. Yeah, to people that have not heard, I'm planning a birthday gift for Alex. It was going to be a Christmas gift, but the
It's
entire world decided to say, oh, I need all the Skitarii. They are unavailable. And I could not get any Skitarii to make this bladed cog kill team for Alex, which will be Gene Stealer cults. And I have a problem where I cannot keep surprises to myself. And I told him, because I was way too excited about the idea, poop joke incoming. There's a Greek phrase that my dad will say whenever someone gets too excited that they can't contain themselves and they spill the beans. Let me see if I can remember exactly how it is. Δεν μπορεί να κρατήσει το σκατό μέσα τους, να πήξει, which
oh, it doesn't
means,
sound quite right.
yeah, not so quite right, something like that. My Greek is so rough. Uh,
Better than mine.
Basically, what it means is you can't hold your shit inside you long enough for it to get solid. See, we are cultured Greeks. We're the
I like
land that that birthed democracy and most of advanced mathematics. But we also make
no,
poop jokes.
that's some other Greeks.
That's from other Greeks. Yeah, not these ones.
I think you all are Spartans, right?
Oh yeah. We draw our lineage from ancient Sparta. Much
Yeah.
diluted Spartan blood flows through my veins. So, did you catch the title of what I chose for us to talk about today, bud?
It's,
Yeah, you got a little choppy there. The internet said nope to what you said, but I think you were saying activations.
that is, in fact, what I said.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something I've been thinking about, and I warned the internet that I would be making a lot of references to Star Wars Legion in this discussion, but it's something that a lot of
This is
people.
my shock face.
This is your shot face. But the.
And for those who didn't pick up on that subtle visual gag, I held up the most basic Skitarii Ranger head I could to the camera.
Oh. I was not watching that. I am painting. I am painting some tufts around Urzog here. Um, yeah, it's something that a lot of people just kind of hold as fact, like, oh yeah, having activations is good. But there's a lot of subtleties to what makes it good, aside from the obvious. And I thought it'd be kind of fun to talk about. The idea I got was people were posting a lot of success with Veteran Guard recently.
Hmm.
A lot of initial tier lists had them kind of middling, and I thought, maybe, maybe not. I wasn't sure. I hadn't really played against him much. And not this past week, because Thanksgiving, but at least in the colonies, it was Thanksgiving, right? Um,
You mean in the land of freedom?
we have to respect the fact that our hobby that we're engaging in here is primarily based in England, or at least birthed in England. So we have to pay homage to the filth-covered offices of Games Workshop. Is it officially poop-covered? Is that what happened to them? Like it
It
100%
was
is poop?
something to do with a sewage line. I don't know exactly
Yeah,
what.
it's poop. Um, well, the point I was making is just English colonies, haha. Anyway, um, the Thanksgiving I didn't play because Thursday's my normal kill team day at the LGS. But the week before that, I played a game against a buddy of mine, Jonathan, at the LGS with his vet guard, and just really wrapping my mind around all the different things he was able to do and just kind of help. Because I mean, the way we play games typically is we're honestly everyone's playing each other's teams. We're always giving each
Yeah.
other advice and giving each other tips and stuff like that. So I kind of indirectly was um, playing vet guard while in a different way than just playing against them because of the nature of how we play these games at our local LGS ATM machine, right?
Yep.
but um, but the one thing that he did was he didn't have the extra bodies because he had the one kit. So he brought the artillery and just thinking of every single round what he could have done with two more full activations, which would have equated to um, four GA2s, right?
Hmm.
It was legitimately scary. And the people
Yeah.
that have been posting a lot of success recently with the vet guard have been doing just that. They've been taking the four extra bodies for essentially a 12 activation team.
That would be how it works, right? Because they're GA2 on the,
Yeah.
which honestly is GA2 in and of itself is scary.
And that's the thing that's also super fascinating to me because on the surface, when we were seeing all the leaks and just trying to understand what this game was going to actually do for us,
Hmm.
GA2 seemed like, ugh, I have to activate two. Ugh, I have to purge through my activations quicker and get behind the other person.
Yeah.
But the reality of it with point control being reliant on APL and GA2 models having the same APL as GA1, a lot of GA1 models, it actually turned out to be quite scary. Now you have a lot of a lot of things that you could do with GA and activation, manipulation, and priorities. So, peel back a little bit of your thoughts behind activations aside from the obvious, because the obvious is high activation lets you save your heavy hitters for later in the round. That's the
Right.
obvious. And while that is 100% valid and will definitely win you games, there's a lot more subtle ways that activation helps you.
Yeah. It, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, for me, I generally, so, I have a team, as do you,
Mm-hmm.
of 10 GA1 models,
Mm-hmm.
which very much and it works out for both of us. Both of us have the play style where we bait out, the important pieces. We try to bait out someone's important pieces to make a move, so then we can pounce on it. But I don't know, just for me. So like, this isn't exactly answering what you asked, but so I played the
How
game
dare you?
recently against Tyranids, um, a combination of warriors and gaunts, and I think that's good for the same reason that, or in a similar way to the reason why Vet Guard is good,
Mm-hmm.
because it's both a mix of GA1, GA2, and I don't think we were entirely wrong in thinking an entire team of GA2 kind of has a inherent weakness, like it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna blitz out its activations fast. But when you have the option of doing both, which is what I have with the option with Hunter Clade, with my some of the alphas have the
Mm-hmm.
ability to essentially do GA2 with any models I want within a certain range. Like
Mm-hmm.
having that option, again, options are always good, but to be able to either draw activations out when you need to, or to gang up when the moment arrives and strike fast with two models in a row, like that's scary. And even with something as little as gaunts, like if one gaunt can like do a mission activation, charge in, and then the next one charges in and fights and is hitting on threes instead of fours, or if you chain this even further out and it's hitting on twos with another model in there, these little things with GA2 that like shouldn't be all that scary on paper, once they start mobbing up on you, it definitely is spooky.
Mm-hmm. And even aside from mobbing up and stuff like that, depending on the actual mission, playing the mission and playing for points, sometimes having that GA2 is just such an advantage. Like, just simple situations, right? Taking control over a point from something with APL3, right?
Hmm.
You could do that in one single activation. You could charge two people up. Say you have say you get the drop in the top of the turning point, right?
Hmm.
And you're able to go ahead and have the first activation. Well, you can activate two models before the other person has a chance. A point that they previously controlled, you can move two GA2, two of the models at once. First one just moves up there and maybe charges and just hangs out. The other one walks up and does a mission action. They get gambit. They can pick up an objective, so that way you can't. Say you what is it, desynchronize or de something, decoupled the Archaeotech on the first
Yeah.
turning point. Two people can walk up. First one just stands there. The second one gets there, so he has control and just picks it up. So now you got to deal with that guy, try and kill him to get him to drop it, but you're not going to be picking it up and running it away. And they
Yep.
effectively pause you there. Like so many shenanigans with just taking over objectives.
I have a question, a rules
Yeah.
question that just popped in my head that I actually don't know the answer to.
Mm.
Can you Overwatch in the middle of a GA2?
You're gonna make me look this up. Um, I don't think so. But let me see exactly the words for Overwatch. Uh, Play the elevator music.
Dun, 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 dun,
I
dun,
stopped.
dun,
I stopped looking this up
dun,
because I was like, wait, I got to see what he actually does
dun.
with this.
Okay.
All right.
I'll check in on chat, see what's going on. Let's see. Oh, Luke and Sheldon are in the house.
Hey, Luke, Sheldon.
Battle Brothers is in. We have Prescription One's dead.
Uh oh, that's not good for you.
No, it's not. Um, who is building a Pathfinder kill team, and Luke, who is a Tau savant, if you didn't know, um, was giving some advice on like how you can actually build all the drones without actually building all the drones.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, cool. Hooray,
Okay.
they're self-moderating.
That's what I thought. I was fairly certain it started off when it's your turn. So,
Okay.
Overwatch, first sentence. What is your turn to activate an operative if you do not have any ready operatives left to activate, but your opponent has not yet activated all their operatives? Yada yada. So you cannot interrupt a GA2. I
Well,
didn't think
no, it's
so.
that's activating an operative. That's not the same as
Well, it's when it's your
having.
you Overwatch
But when it
when
is
it's
your
your turn.
turn to activate, yeah.
Correct.
So that's actually interesting. So GA2 lets you not just have one safe model to activate, but two.
Correct. Yeah, I like GA2 a lot.
Unless you're fighting the bananas.
Yeah. Well, we try not to think about the bananas. I desperately try not to think about them. They haunt my dreams. Okay, let's paint some of these right here. I'm doing it again. I'm out of frame. No one really can see what I'm doing anyway. This is largely just fluff and an excuse to hang out with our friends on the internet.
I'm sorry, we're doing what now? I wasn't aware of this.
Luke posting there. Can't wait to activate 3 models in a row with Tau. Yeah, they got some fun tricks. Luke, there's a reason. There's a reason why I'm kit bashing Pathfinders. I find them incredibly interesting. I said originally that I wasn't going to play these in a tournament, but they just, they're so weird. And they're so fun. And the grenade guy is just otherworldly insane. Get marker light on your targets. That way you can get your EMP down to lethal 2+ on a custodian.
That part is hilarious.
Yep. All about that. This guy seems nearly done. I think I might want to do his teeths. His teeths need
Can't forget
some.
the teeth.
His teeths. His teeths definitely need some LUVE. LOVE? I can English.
All you need is why.
All you need is wah. Do, 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 do. Yeah, so with GA, it was immediately discounted, then immediately like, oh wait, no, this is good. And it's exactly what you actually led into. I was gonna alley-oop into both Pathfinder's Tau as well as your guys on what you can do, the shenanigans you can pull with kind of forcing a GA2 kind of situation. I
think Gene Stealers have it, or not Gene Stealers. Gene Stealer cults have it too.
Yep. There's a reason why they're so good and why I want to make that team for you. Orcs don't have it, but the nice thing about Orcs is typically, if you're going to be running commandos, I should say, not Orcs, specifically commandos, you're going to have Commando Grat, and that can at least let you bait out activations, but or postpone, because you're typically going to keep him safe, and he's got that fun little always concealed order. But the second part of the whole topic that I wanted to go into was why activation control is so powerful, and I wanted to highlight an archetype list from Legion. And I'm actually going to back up a little bit. I think it's very important that people understand the rule set for Legion and at least understand what makes games or things good in Legion and why the different archetypes work. That's a lot to ask of someone who doesn't know about the game, but it's super important to pay attention to stuff like this because that game is telegraphing a lot of what I'm seeing in the meta and what's good. So specifically activations, why that's good, and the exact reasoning for why certain lists dominate in Legion. And the reason for the parallels is it's an alternating activation game, but it's also a game solely based on scoring mission points. And previous edition of Kill Team,
as opposed to what?
I was getting to that.
Oh, gotcha.
The previous edition of Kill Team, there was a lot that was relying on just killing, especially with how it had developed in the tournament scene. The original game, as it stood, not so much like that, you know, and that's largely because, I'll be honest, I don't know. I don't understand.
There was the issues of, at the time it was trying to help out elite teams which were just getting swamped by hordes.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean the initial game where it had nothing to, it was all hold and all that kind of stuff. Honestly, the game seemed like it was better suited for having some killing options in there, which eventually found their way in, I believe, with the arena secondaries, and then the shift to help out the elite teams in the competitive scene. But I was referring to the initial kind of, this is the game part of it. Mm-hmm. Like, this is the game we have, and
yeah,
I don't know why they went with that design decision initially instead of having a kill part of it, especially. Anyway, who knows? But all we do know is the game shifted to focusing pretty much entirely on points. And that's the game that we have right now, mission objectives, and not only, it's always been on points. Sorry, I'm doing a very bad job at trying to explain what's in my head. Focusing on mission objectives rather than killing for points.
Right.
And a lot of the secondaries, there's a couple in there, like, you know, Headhunter, Challenger, Marksman, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Rob and Ransack, I believe, is one like that. No. So Rob and Ransack actually highlights an alternative to that, which is scoring points by not killing. You're making sure you survive in Rob and Ransack.
Right.
Triangulate your positioning in a way and spending a ton of APL or AP to score points. So because of the massive shift in the game away from how we knew it to how it is now, I think this is ready for a wash. I'm going to do it. I'm going to wash. I should let him dry a little bit. Let's move on to another guy. That, in a long story short, the shift in the way that you gain points in the game brings it even closer to Legion. Mm-hmm. And with Legion, the whole reason why high activation lists always have worked is their mission structure is very much reliant on executing mission objectives. And you can do that freely if you are moving around without any opposition, right?
Right.
And you do that when you have a high activation list. So in Legion, what started to dominate, I don't know where the meta is now because I've actually dipped away a little bit from it, and I don't know, there was a massive rules change and rules update and all this kind of stuff. So there's been a massive shift in there. So it might not be consistent now, but the way it was up until the time that I stopped paying attention to the meta, it was very, like, lists with very low activations, and low in that game was something on the order of like 8. 9 was like the limit of where you would feel comfortable, but even that was a little bit on the low side. So 8 was considered, below 10 was considered a low activation count. They tend to suffer, and the sole reason why they suffered is they would lose out on board control mission objectives because people would be able to move and run rings around them while they were just sitting doing nothing. There's no real concept of Overwatch in that game except for this standby thing, which is kind of similar but kind of not.
Yeah, but that's giving up an action to have the opportunity to shoot again later, right?
Correct. It's just a way to kind of have board control while you're not able to activate. But the main way that any low activation count list would ever gain any strength was low activation lists like the Iden 333 archetype, which had its strength by being able to get ahead on activations really early with an alpha strike. So even the low activation lists that had success were still focused on activations. And you see that a lot with what we currently have, right? What is so good about Custodes other than their durability? They kill so well that by the time your activations would really matter for scoring points, they've already gained back the activation number. It's less about just having the bodies, it's also having that economy of what you can do. Yeah.
Yeah, they turn, even though at the start of the game, the opponent has in the theoretical activation advantage, within a turn and a half, it's very much flipped on its head unless you're being careful.
Correct. And in a very long-winded, roundabout way, what am I getting at here? This is going to be the main focus and priority, I think, for any elite team to have relevance in the meta. It needs to be able to do what an Iden 333 list does in Legion, where the elite team needs to come through and they need to be loud very early. Playing cagey very early is going to get you in trouble, and you're not going to really be able to score a lot of points if you're playing very, very timid early on. That being said, most armies have a way of denying that aggressive action early on and then punishing it later with later activations. Specifically, going up against Marines with something like Commandos or something like Pathfinders, right? Mm-hmm. You have plenty of guys that can shoot out of silent, so they can park themselves out in a very comfortable spot and then shoot, or the Daka boy that could bump up and down. So if you're trying to be loud and early on in the game, you really don't have that great of an option to do it, because you're going to get punished for poking your head out.
I concur.
So, what am I getting at with all of this? I don't know how elite teams, aside from something kind of obsessively broken like Custodes, can do in this game. I just don't. Activations are just way too important.
Overwatch is one of the things. It's the rubber band mechanic that's supposed to help them out, but
I don't think it's enough.
If you're playing someone cagey enough, it's not going to help you.
I rarely allow Overwatch.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm sure you rarely allow the opportunity either.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, all the tier lists that I see always have, they always have Marines low, Deathwatch low, all this kind of stuff. And I don't know what the solution would be, Because you could say it's like, oh, well, their bespoke will fix it. But what are they going to do with the bespoke? Right? Allow scouts to go with Marines? That's what I see that could help out,
Yeah, I mean, the bespoke has to allow mixing and matching of different kits. Like, that's the only way Marines live.
Sure. But in that same breath, what do you mix and match to? They need the bodies, right?
Yeah.
And one of the better Adeptus Astartes lists right now is all scouts for that reason. Because you get the bodies. Yeah.
Yep. No, no. Someone was actually just asking about what we think of a Death Watch veteran kill team.
I
And
think they're really fun. I think out of the Marines, they're the better ones to run solely for the fact that you get options. You can have a mix on your team of good shooting, good fighting, that kind of stuff. And I've played them a couple times because I have my DACA Watch guys. That was one of the first teams I played in in this edition when we were learning it because I wanted to play something with low activations. And I remember very much disliking it. I didn't feel comfortable setting myself out in a position to allow myself to get Overwatch, but you really have to do that in order to find success.
right.
And I didn't like that. Because against a clever opponent, which you should expect yourself to be up against, right? You're going to get punished for those guys out in Overwatch. Like, for example, the way that I deal with like a Marine out in Overwatch position, right, is that I will see where they're moving and kind of plan a turn ahead of time to kind of know where they're ideally going and position my gunners in a way so that way I can either peekaboo or pop out and screen in a way so I can shoot and hopefully take out of action or at least wound at least injure the model that is able to shoot Overwatch back at me but not be shot at by other people, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And that's a direct counter to like Marines and Overwatch and stuff like that. And I don't know how you would prevent that other than making sure that all your guys are seeing each other's blind spots so that way you can't I don't know. It's too hard to set up a scenario that the Marine player can take care of that counterplay, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And you could do that when you have control over the activations. And there's so many secondaries, if you look through them, that are about 1,000,000 times easier to score if you have activation control. And you can push yourself to go later. Or
I mean, and not even just at that point, I mean, activation control is one thing, but just sheer number of activations too.
well, that's the term. Sorry, I guess I should define the term. Activation control is the Legion term indicating that you have the advantage in activations.
Right. And
You're
sorry,
in, yeah.
I was misspeaking as well. I wasn't saying I meant actions.
Oh, yes.
Because like the vet guard has, before any sort of attrition starts its toll, they would have what, 28 actions per turn?
It's 14 times 2, yeah.
Yeah. Which is pretty pretty bonkers. I mean, most of the time one of those is going to be eaten up by a move for anything. So,
Yeah,
grain
but
of salt there, but
e-
that's a lot.
well, everyone's got to get places, you know? So you're going to
Yeah.
move.
Hmm.
But then also having, like, things like plant signal beacon. Really hard to score, right? Really
Hmm.
hard to score that secondary. Unless you can pretty much be assured that you're going to be going last in turning point 4, right?
Right.
And I don't know which Marine fire team can take recon, but I would never take plant signal beacon with a Marine team. I don't think I would ever do that unless I was going up against another Marine team, maybe, and I feel like I could outshoot them.
Yeah. That's the wait. Plant signal beacon.
That
Which is the one where you have to designate the carrier?
plant banner.
Plant banner, that's right.
I've had thoughts about there being a more uniform way to designate your banner carrier.
Hmm.
The way the rules or the way that they suggest you do it, putting a token under the base is just complete hogwash.
Yeah, because well, if for us, if you actually, you at least, if you ever took it, you could take like some sort of little metal disc and slap it underneath the base, and then it'll stick there because you've got your base is magnetized. But
Yeah.
for like one of their little like tokens, like cardboard tokens, like you're just gonna have one model you slide across the board.
Why aren't
He's
you
the only
picking
one
up
you
that
never.
guy? Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
He's afraid of heights. He doesn't want me to lift him up. Yeah. I think in a match play setting, there needs to be some uniformity to marking it on your roster. I think that has to be the default.
I mean, to be like when
To be
you're doing
fair.
the to be fair, uh, when you do have tournaments, we don't ever really like we don't do it, but the way tournaments are supposed to go, you are supposed to like highlight or whatever what you bring.
Oh, I do that.
On,
I did that
you
every
do?
single game at SCO, yeah.
No, I didn't.
Oh my goodness.
I just put them out and like these are my guys.
Sheldon, are you still here? Take his
Yeah.
trophy away. He did not muster properly.
Oh, boo hoo.
No, I always do. I always do. I don't know if any
I
of
just
those
get like caught
rosters.
up in the heat of the moment and like forget to do it.
Yeah, no, I always do. It's just habit of mine too.
Hmm.
Because I've always done it from the previous edition too. But on the roster, I put a little like I next to my grot for interloper, even though there
Hmm.
was absolutely no question who my interloper was, right? But I wanted to be able to set up that scenario where I could say, "Hey, it's actually my comms guy is my interloper. You didn't think so."
Hmm.
I wanted to be able to have that option, so if someone like telegraphs like pre-game or something like that, it's like, "Oh, I got a plan to take care of your interloper grot." I'm like, "Oh, do you? Okay,
Fine.
fine." And then I'll just play a little meta game of just like catch me if you can with the grot and just have some fun ninja roping
Hmm.
all over the place, and then just walk my comms guy over. I just wanted to be able to at least set a precedent so I could do that
Yeah.
without getting some bad feels.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. Because I don't think you've had a bad tournament experience, right?
That's not 100% true, but largely not.
Largely. Oh, that's true. Yeah. Yeah. I've just had one or two. So
Yeah, same for me.
yeah. So I tend to look for ways to try and prevent those from ever happening again.
Hmm.
These are going to look really good. I like the Gehenna's Gold with the, I don't know how well this will come up on camera. But the Gehenna's Gold with the red Tau kind of give them a little bit of an Iron Man feel. I'm noticing that now, and I'm really digging it.
Yeah, it is. It is funny because I saw them just a couple of days ago. They really do read so much more orange on camera.
They do. They definitely do. Ain't nothing I can do about that.
Nope, not at all.
No. Oh.
Oh, oops. That. The boss man?
So, what are you excited? Did the AdMech get a battle box thingy?
They did the Battle Force one for Christmas.
Yeah, yeah. Is there anything
Hey.
exciting in there?
If I didn't already have loads of everything in it, it would be exciting.
What's in it?
Um, it has a
Same for me,
chicken.
by the way.
Yeah. Wait, is there an Orcs one?
Oh yeah. But I own pretty much everything that's already in the box.
Yeah. But yeah, it's got the chick. It's got a bunch of the fast attack units. So it's got the Bat Boys, it's got the horses, it's got the chickens, it's got a unit of Skitarii.
You know me
Um,
so well.
yeah,
You didn't give the official names. Thank you.
and it has NHQ. I honestly forget which one it is. Actually, oh, it's the Manipulus. I think it's the Manipulus, which is the fat floaty boy.
Oh, the guy who's like pondering his next chess move.
Yep, that one.
Oh,
Um,
did you see the post on Reddit over the weekend about Queen's Gambit, the board game?
I've seen things of like, isn't this called chess or something like that?
Yeah, yeah. There's a Netflix Queen's Gambit, the board game, and the post was, I feel like there's already a name for this.
Yep.
I thought that was pretty funny. Okay, I'm really embarrassed to ask you this, Alex. Yellow is Splody, right?
Dude, you just lost your orc card.
Well, because bad moons are yellow, and yellow also means flash, meaning expensive. And that's why the bad moons are yellow, because they're the richest ones. Because their teeth grow the fastest, so they could just always go to their ATM, i.e., their friend, and punch their teeth out.
What is also flashy?
Explosions.
There you go.
Yeah. No, that's what I thought. I just was very embarrassed to ask the question, but I needed to convince myself by asking it.
Shame, shame, shame.
Shame thing. So I paint just the tip of the rocket red, or yellow. That's the explodey bit. And then the wings are going to have to be red so it can fly there fast.
Well, wouldn't the engine side need to be red so it goes fast?
No, the wings are what gets it there.
Okay, I buy it.
No, it's just, this is how I've done all my rockets. And yes, you might be right, but no.
Maybe the nozzle is black, so it's hard enough to withstand the fires.
Correction, it's Ard.
That's what I said.
Ard.
Yes, hard.
Oh my god, you monster.
I'm sorry. Do you not understand my accent?
Oh, you's a proper articulate git, aren't ya?
I'm a weird boy.
That's to say the least. I'm liking getting more color on these. This is really exciting. God, I gotta paint more, man. Can life just kind of pause for just like a week and get these guys? Because look at all this. Look at all this over here. Look at all this. These guys don't even have base coats on. Look at this. They're primed. Some of these are my favorite looking ones too.
If only you took a moment to,
Took a moment to
build out
sit
one of
right
your
there.
existing-
I'm sorry,
Take a
what?
moment. Yeah, instead of taking on a project that's a whole new team, instead of just, adding a couple of dudes to an existing team, you might have more time.
Yeah, you know that's not how I do.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Whole ass.
Whole ass. Always whole effort. All right. I think I'm going to go ahead and give this guy a wash. My favorite part is giving the washes because it wakes up the whole model. And because I've made this mistake so many times, I have since put my no gloss oil in a cabinet on the other side of my hobby room because I've accidentally picked up the known oil gloss instead of the known oil shade too many times. Way too many times.
That's why you just don't have both.
Well, I got it for my Mecrons, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were great for the Mecrons. And I haven't used it since. My plan was to eventually use it for like engine gunk for my Speedwa.
Mm-hmm.
But we know that didn't happen yet.
Yep.
So I don't need it up here. with everything. I used to get really worried about doing wash over the skin because I'd be worried about the patches. And that's because when I first started doing washes, it was my final step. It wasn't a step before highlights.
Right.
Which is, sacrilege. That's not how it's supposed to be, but that's how I did it because I was a novice. So I would get so nervous because I would always treat this as a final step. I was like, no, I'm going to ruin everything. I never really ruined anything. It always made it look better. Oh man, this looks so good right now. None oil is liquid talent. Oh my goodness. Every time I put on None oil, I think of the AdMech comic where a Titan is finished, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know the names of your units, but some big boss boy tech priest. It's like, and now for the final sacred rites, and the entire Titan goes into a vat named None oil.
Yep. That's about right. I mean, that's basically how I finish all my models.
Yep. I forget, I looked up what None oil is. It's an AdMech-y thing, isn't it?
Is it? I don't know. I assume Nuln is some character, like mechanic character world or something.
They all are, aren't they?
Yeah.
As a novice, not knowing anything about Warhammer, I had no idea who Abaddon was. I was like, oh, Abaddon Black is great. I had no idea how significant the naming was of that.
Yeah. Abaddon Black, what else is there? Corax White. Snakebite Leather, there you go.
Yeah, I did not... When I first got all those contrast paints, I still didn't know what snakebites were.
So my... I don't know if it's... Because my climbing harness is secondhand. I don't know if it's the company or the brand, but it's got a big Corax across it.
Oh, nice.
Like the word.
That's funny.
It always makes me giggle a little bit.
Oh,
and I have not said anything about that to anyone who climbs because no one will have any idea what I'm talking about that.
I am so in love with this model now. This just motivated me to finish the kill team. I'm not even kidding. I'll send you some photos so that way it comes off better than on stream.
Wait. You love your silly converted grot new models? I'm shocked. Shocked, I tell you. Shocked.
Hold the presses! Orc conversion fan loves orc conversion. Okay, you stand over here and you dry. You go over there and you dry. I was so happy to show you the psychotic left hand of the what's his name?
I'm very confused what you're talking about.
Oh, so am I, clearly. The grenade Tau guy.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, Sheldon dropping some logic bombs on us. Or not logic bombs, lore bombs on us. Nuln is a city in old Warhammer world, not 40k universe.
That makes sense.
But it's like the basis of most 40k universe painting. Like, I'm pretty sure you get a lot more out of Agrax Earthshade in fantasy than you do in 40k. Pretty sure. Let's see what else has been on the chat. Sheldon saying Alex is bad. No more trophy for Alex.
It's mine. You can't have it.
You come over here and you take it. Also, come visit, Sheldon.
Come visit me and my hobby knife.
You'll have it. I'll have to pry it for my cold, dead mechadendrites.
Yep.
Luke lamenting the fact that he didn't get a Christmas box. That's okay. You're getting a codex soon, right? Didn't
Yeah,
they tease that?
I'm confident that's because there's going to be a at least some degree of Tau releases.
Yeah. Oh, Luke, I should ask you this. I asked in one of the discords. I think it was in the Kill Team University Discord. What Tau kit would have two big F off guns? I don't care about the rest of the kit. If it's a giant mecha friend, I'm cool with it. Is it the broadside?
What do you mean by giant?
Mech gun sized.
Like, wait, you mean orc mech guns?
Did I stutter?
Well, like, is that like the Luda things, or what is a mech gun?
The little turrets. They're the little kind of like artillery guns.
Oh, those mech guns.
Yes. You're thinking def guns.
Yes. Um,
I think
no,
it's the
'cause those are
broadside
like
because the broadside has like a big long gun, and then he also has like an option for missile pods. I think.
I think at the very least you could strap together a couple broadside guns to make a mech.
Well, I'm looking for one kit to rule them all because I only want two mech guns when I eventually do my speed wall.
Uh-huh. I don't know how many broadsides come in a suit.
Well, broadside's like
Oh,
a single big thing.
Luke says you could get the hammerhead. Actually, that would be really good for you.
Ooh,
'Cause
and then
you
I could turn it into a truck.
Yeah, you could loot the chassis and then use the and then use the railgun and what's the other one he said? The ion cannon as like two
Oh, that's
tractor.
perfect. Tractor guns?
Well, one of the guns is the tractor cannon, I think, or something like that.
One of the mech guns?
Yeah.
The last time I looked at it, I wanted to do the smasher guns because I think that's the one that you roll randomly to see like how much strength it has.
It changed in the new codex.
Yeah, like this is all me thinking about. But here's the beauty of not going WYSIWYG with it and just looting
Oh yeah,
an
it's just
ion gun
whatever
and a
you need it
railgun.
to be.
It's exactly what I need it to be whenever I'm playing.
I'm surprised you don't want to use the bubble chukka just because of the name.
I mean, if the name is funny enough, they'll eventually make it good. Look at the Rugged Truck Squig Buggy,
Yeah.
which is right here. Hello, friend.
Oh, hey.
Hello, friend. Here is friends. Here is, oh, I'm gonna get you fed. And then, oh, those wily kids. He goes back here. He goes over here. I was thinking of actually changing this guy, putting him onto my commandos kill team, and turning him into the rocket launcher commando. The guy.
Is he the one who manned the turret in the back?
Well, it's not so much a turret. It's like a pneumatic, like it's like a potato gun with two air tanks on his back that you literally just stuff a squig into and just boom. And I think that would be great as a commando rocket boy because it's also a silent rocket.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't want to take him off of the Rugged Truck Squig Buggy because he's too good. He just belongs on it. Alrighty, Alex.
Oh no.
I think it's about that time.
Is it?
Yep. Time flies, bud. I know, I'm having fun too. But I promised my wife that I would be done at 8 today. We got stuff planned. You know, shed in the back.
Uh-huh.
Oh, things are moving forward.
Oh, hot damn. Awesome.
Yeah, I'm really excited. We bought a door for it today. I've never been so excited to get a door and an air conditioning unit. But Hobby Shed is going to be a reality pretty soon.
Welcome to adulting.
Yeah, right?
It's like sheds and...
Yeah, I'm very excited for Hobby Shed. Very, very excited. Yeah, after I figure out this complicated way to get this, to get myself situated in this room on my hobby desk, I was like, okay, that's going to be largely irrelevant pretty soon because hobby shed.
Yeah. All right, dude. Well, you guys have a good night.
You too, bud. If you're just joining in with us, don't worry. This will be all video on demand immediately once it's closed, so you can listen to me ramble for about 10 minutes trying to get out one easy, simple concept on group activation as I'm trying to paint and think at the same time. And if you want to follow us, we're on Instagram. It's been a while since I posted as well, but I'm going to start up soon again. That's going to be eman.paints for me, and Alex is alexmech_. If you're catching us on the Spotify, check us out on YouTube. Our link will be in the description to our YouTube channel. We do a lot more than just waste an hour on the internet every Monday on our YouTube channel, so join us over there. I think that's all the shilling I got. You got to shill anything?
No. I mean, join my, or follow whatever the word is, my Instagram. I post like once a year, so you wouldn't want to miss it.
Every time he wins first trophy, he posts.
Yeah, that
so maybe a few times this year.
Maybe. We'll see.
All right. Ciao, bud.
Ciao, Internet.